I'm Yuri Koll, and I am an artist, a filmmaker, and I curate at times. And I really like to tell stories about artists, and so that's what I do. You know, do documentaries about artists, also about the art world, collectors, curators, galleries, museum owners, things like that. I found it on Facebook, and it was a post that someone had sent me or something like that. And I took a look at it. I went to your website, and I thought, wow, this is really great, and I want to be involved somehow. So I looked on the website. I saw Lisa's name, and I said, I'm going to call her and see if I can help out, and whatever I can do. And it's turned out to be a great relationship. I'm looking forward to moderating a panel on the opening night, and probably filming a bunch of short films, screening a bunch of short films for the sort of a dual show between the Ojai Art Festival and the Ojai Film Festival, which is all about the theme of the show, which is using discarded materials in art. So I'm pretty stoked about that. It's going to be fun. First of all, I've always had a love of Ojai itself. I've loved the place. I used to go to see blues and jazz concerts there. It's a beautiful place that's very close to where I learned how to surf, which is Ventura. And I found out, that you guys were doing this art about discarded materials, and I think that it's a huge movement in art. It's got a huge history all the way back, all the way from the Dada artists in the early teens in the United States and around the world. People have made work out of discarded materials probably since even before Duchamp and during the Dada era. So it's got a rich history. It's also becoming hugely important nowadays because of the fact that our landfills are getting so full, and that people are learning that it's important to recycle. And so they're doing that in their art practices, which I think is vital to how we live our lives, but also in many ways how we make our work. I don't necessarily do that kind of work, but I really admire people who do. I love the spontaneity of it, the idea that you can sort of transform things from what they were originally used for into something completely different, and that you can create meaning out of things that were going to lose their meaning. I chose the people that I respect the most in the business who are doing curating and criticism now, who have the ability to see what is happening in the art world, how work fits into the art world, and who don't have the traditional sort of art speak attitude, where their language is too, in other words, the way they're down to earth people who are extremely intelligent, who understand what's going on in the art world, and whose opinions I value. So I started by calling Peter Frank. He immediately thought the idea was great, and because he said that he would be involved, I think that helped the other curators decide to come on board, because they were all very enthusiastic about the idea. They all have reviewed work that utilizes the same techniques. They all are fans of it, and they all see that it is a rich heritage for doing this kind of work. And you know, a few other people I contacted wanted to get paid for it, and I said, no, this is not a paid gig. This is for the love of it. Maybe next year if there's a budget, but for right now, this is a grassroots thing that I'm just trying to help out on. And they were like, let's go, let's do it. I was fortunate enough to suggest an artist to the curators, to you guys, Joseph Umali Fernandez, whose work is right here, who you guys seem to like, and he was totally stoked. So he's going to do a live piece. He's going to do an artwork when he arrives, and complete it while he's there. And I'm looking forward to that. That should be fun. Joseph is he's a former Navy mechanic. He fixed diesel engines on naval ships for 8 years while he was in the Navy, and that career wasn't looking to him like it was going to. He wasn't going to go really anywhere in that community, and when he took his exams to decide to leave the Navy, they give you 4-hour exams to help you decide what else you're going to do. And the thing that came up on his test was on the top was sculptor. And he had never done sculpture before, except for sculpting a diesel engine, which in a way is putting things together. And he decided to start taking classes. He studied at various junior colleges, and developed quickly. And for about 5 years, he's had a very strong career. He's shown at the Museum of Contemporary Art in Los Angeles recently. He's shown at a lot of galleries. Him and I have been in shows together. I love his work. I collect his work, and he's just a wonderful soul. He's very down to earth, and to that end, he uses materials that are very down to earth, often discarded or broken ceramics pieces, or broken glass, or stones, discarded wire, discarded metal, and he creates new things out of them. Usually they're animal shapes. Sometimes they're hybrid animal shapes, but they're always interesting and very cool and humorous. The work reflects him. He's a very honest, diligent, hardworking guy, and the work reflects that. Oh, absolutely. I think everybody should take the opportunity to drive up to Ojai. Aside from the fact that you're going to see a great art festival, you're going to see artists you've never thought you would see in Ojai, world-class artists. But the drive is wonderful, and being up there is great. It's a fantastic place to visit. And I think that this art festival will put Ojai on the map in a way that other festivals may not have. They've always had a great film festival. That's always been a popular thing for people to go visit. But in terms of art, I think what this festival will do is change the way people think about Ojai, and give people the understanding that Ojai is as contemporary as any other city. It just happens to be a little bit more rural, and that doesn't hurt it at all. I think that's the way the world is changing, and I think the internet is doing a lot to help that. So I think you should get out there, go to Ojai, and see the art festival.